you action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here, and welcome to a Friday edition of TNInews Live. Now, it's been a pretty quiet week on the news front, not a whole lot, but I do have a few things I wanted to share with you. Plus, we've got the MCM London Comic Con taking place this weekend. It began today, but as far as news goes, we probably won't see anything until tomorrow. Well, in fact, we definitely won't see anything until tomorrow, Saturday, which is when Hasbro will be having their panel, and whatever reveals that they're going to have will be made during that. But let's do a quick roll call, see who's in the house before we get into today's news. So we've got Austin in the house. Happy Friday to you, my friend. We've got John here. Looks like you've changed up your name a little bit there, John, but greetings from Ireland. Good to see you, my friend. We've got Zim in the house. Good to see you. Walmart delivered your Ghost Viper, not damaged today. That's awesome. Mine's supposed to be arriving, I think, today, but it has not yet shown up. So hopefully mine will arrive in similar condition. We've got Alonzo in the house as well. What is up? We've got a new action figure enthusiast channel member here. I got the Touch Fool. Sounds like a BA Baracus Mr. T with a little bit of Transformer vibe in there. So good to have you on as an action figure enthusiast channel member. You know, I've been watching a lot of A-Team reruns recently, so definitely I pity the fool. Zombie is in the house. What is up? Turtle Dave, good to see you. Mr. Dark Blade is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Sean Logan is in the house. What is up? Road Pig John's here. Good to see you. William here. Geek Strong is here. Elio is here. I don't know. It's some of your guys' names on the display here turning up differently than usual. I don't know if that's a YouTube thing or something you guys did. That's kind of weird. Passiano is here. Good to see you. I think everyone's name has changed. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, good to see you. Good to see you. Vlad is here. Jeremy is here. Happy Friday to you. Been watching prequels and Kenobi with my kids. Awesome. Always good to watch some Star Wars. YouTube did something and all our names are different. So yeah, that's weird. Okay. It's been a weird week for online stuff. You know, earlier this week, Amazon Web Services had the huge outages, which caused all kinds of turmoil on the internet. For the most part, like my websites are actually hosted on Amazon Web Services, but fortunately, they did not go down at all during all of that, which is good. But a lot of places did go down, and I have no idea what's going on with the name changes here on YouTube, but that is definitely kind of weird. All right, but let's get into the action figure news. So let's head over and take a look. Get the right screen here. All right, so first of all, just going up for pre-order now. If these were offered initially at the Target Geek Out event. I don't know if it was the last Target Geek Out or the one before that, but previously these were only available at Target, but now you can get them at places like our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. It is the deluxe versions of Lion-O and Snarf for Super 7's Thundercat line. Now, technically, these are toy-based, not cartoon-based, but cheaper than the Ultimates. And again, available for pre-order now if you want to get your hands on these. Let's see. Get over to TNI. McFarlane. So going up for pre-order today, the new 66 DC Multiverse, not to be mistaken with the retro version. This is supposed to be 7-inch scale. Well, it is 7-inch scale. Does not include the Batman figure. Batman figure is sold separately. I don't know how easily it is to get a hold of that Adam West 66 DC Multiverse Batman figure at this point. So hopefully, if this is something you wanted, you have that figure. I'm really disappointed they did not include a Robin figure. When I saw this coming, when this popped up on the overseas listings months ago, I was really thinking that they were going to include like an exclusive 66 Dick Grayson 7-inch Robin figure. We have the 6-inch one, and you can fit those if you have those retro 6-inch figures. You can put those in here. Actually, maybe it's more fitting for those than it is actually for the 7-inch. But no 7-inch Dick Grayson Robin, or not Dick. You know what I meant. Dick Grayson. Now I'm getting all my names mixed up. Not the Dick Grayson, but God, now I can't think of the actor's name who played Robin in the original series. That's I'm having a brain fart. But you know what I mean. The 66 Robin, no 7-inch Robin figure, has been done for this line yet, and so far at least no indications that one is coming. So the Batmobile is going to cost you $80, about $80. It is sold out. It sold out quickly. We've seen this over and over again with McFarlane stuff, but it sold out at Big Bad Toy Store, sold out at Entertainment Earth, sold out at Walmart. Actually, it is, let's see. It is actually available on Walmart. It looked like it sold out earlier, but I guess it's back in at Walmart. So you can still get it at Walmart, and Amazon, last time I checked, still has it as well. So no electronics on this. The doors do not open, as I understand it, on this one. You do get rolling wheels. You can turn the steering wheel. But I don't know. I would have definitely, if this had like electronics where it lit up, where like the siren on the top lit up, or if you had some type of blast effect that you could put on the back there that lit up, then this would be much more appealing to me. The doors not opening are not that big a deal to me, but I definitely feel like there were some missed opportunities with this one. Keeping the price down on it, I guess, but I would have definitely liked to seen a little more flair added to this one, like we've seen with their previous Batmobiles. But again, if you want to add this to your collection, it is available for pre-order. I don't know how long it'll last, but at least so far is still available on Amazon, Walmart. I haven't checked other places like GameStop or what have you, but again, is available now, and the cost is $80 on that one. Peacemaker, if you still need that one from season 2, is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. They had initially sold out of that, but it is in stock there. The Harley Quinn campaign is in its final days, and let's see where we are on this one. The site always takes a minute to load up. So we have surpassed the minimum goal. So this is definitely going into production. Minimum was 250,000. It's at 260. It's still got 3 days to go. So you have the different options on this. You can get just the Harley Quinn. This is based on her appearance in the first Suicide Squad movie, the Snyderverse Harley Quinn. You get the bat, you get some art cards and stuff, pretty minimum, but that one is $30. Then you can get a level up to level 2, gives you more accessories for Harley. You get the alternate arms and jacket piece, so you can have her wearing the jacket. You get the mallet, you get some pistols, you get some head sculpts, or additional, is it faceplates? Yeah, it's faceplates. And again, art cards and additional hands. So that one is, the first one's $29.99. The second one's $34.99. The third level, which gives you everything, each level, every time you level up, you get everything from the previous level. But with level 3, you get the Jared Leto Joker figure. So that one, and then level 4 gives you everything up to level 3, and then an alternate Harley Quinn in black and red colors, a what if kind of figure, not something she actually ever wore in the movies. So $49.99 and $69.99 for those two tiers. So I don't know which one you want, if any of them, but again, you still have 3 days to go if you have been thinking about this one and still haven't pulled the trigger. And but it is definitely, this figure will be definitely going into production. Let's see what else. Let's go over some rumors. Some new leaked listings have popped up online, so not yet officially. Most of these have not yet been officially confirmed by McFarlane Toys, but again, 99% of the time these do end up being accurate. Starman, Jack Knight version, Shazam, Power of Shazam. Ice, that one was confirmed at New York Comic Con, so we know that one's coming. La Freeze for from DC Classics, that is coming. That was confirmed at New York Comic Con. Black Condor, which is a red platinum figure, unfortunately that has been confirmed. Same with Gangbusters. Here's the slides that they showed of those at New York Comic Con, so those are definitely confirmed. Then we have a bunch of Batman figures. We have a Hush 2 version of Batman, Damian Batman from the Bethlehem story, a 90s version of Batman, a White Lantern version of Batman from Brightest Day, and a Batman from the Injustice gang storyline. Then we have, for collector edition figures, Black Canary. That one would probably be pretty popular. Freddie Freeman, Shazam Jr., Captain Marvel, or Marvel Boy, I forget, but his original name had to be changed because of the copyright stuff. Vigilante, All-Star Squadron, the Joker. I don't know what version of the Joker that's going to be. Lobo, Volume 1, first appearance type Lobo. And then Supergirl, her first appearance as well. And then a 2-pack, a Mongol versus Kryptonian suit Superman. So I think that at least one of those is going to be a mega figure. So I know I've seen some rumors jumping around of Jack Nicholson Joker, and I honestly, I don't, obviously I can't say with 100% certainty, but I've seen nothing who really back that rumor up. I think that's somebody's wishful thinking, but I've seen no listings for such a figure. And we talked about this not too long ago, but in that New York Comic Con interview that Todd McFarlane did with the Adventures in Podcasting or Adventures in Collecting podcasting guys, Todd pretty much seemed to indicate that wasn't likely going to be happening. And I don't think Todd would try and mislead. If he thought that figure was going to happen, I think he would have probably said something. So, I would definitely love to see a Jack Nicholson DC Multiverse figure, theatrical release figure done. It would be awesome, but I don't think it's going to happen. But as we've talked about before, he does have he's got a whole year left. He's got all of next year to do figures, so maybe he'll squeeze it out at the very end. Quinn's Comics says he can confirm all those. His distributor rep placed orders for them all yesterday. I assume, not counting the Jack Nicholson Joker, I'm assuming, Quinn, though, if you have any information that would confirm that, please let us know. Like I say, I hope, I would love that rumor to be true. I've not seen anything to suggest that it would be. All right, so only other thing I have for you on the McFarlane front really is this week we got a bunch of, like a ton of Fallout based stuff. So we had 7-inch articulated figures, new ones of those go up. Maximus, Hank McLean, the Ghoul, and Steph Howard. Those have gone up for pre-order this week. I haven't checked around to see if any of them sold out, but I don't really think they did. We also got some 2-packs, some new articulated 2-packs, a New Vegas Riot Ranger and Benny Survivor and as well as Fallout 76, the T60 Volt Tech, and Soul Survivor 2-pack. So those are all pretty much general releases. I think there was one red platinum figure in the 7-inch figures. I think the which one was the red platinum? I think we broke off the red platinum from these because obviously the red platinum was not available everywhere. And then we got a bunch of Movie Maniac, non-articulated stuff that went up between Amazon and Walmart primarily. The only one not available at Amazon was the Hank McLean Red Platinum figure. That was only available at Walmart. But everything else you could get. GameStop had some of these as well. But like they really like to make you hunt around for these things. Let's see. The Cooper Howard figure is the red platinum one. And I believe Amazon and GameStop had that figure online. Now that'll appear at Walmart and Target stores, physical stores, but online, Amazon or Walmart was the place to go for those. So that's it for McFarland. Masters of the Universe, we had a new Mattel Creations figure go up for pre-order this week. The Stingor action figure, so I believe that's still available on the Mattel Creations website. Yes, so $22 for that one. Stingor, another Horde member. If you want to add that one to your collection. That was it for Masters. Big Bad Toy Store got in stock this week the Mantenna and the Mosquitor figures for Masterverse. So last time I checked, they had those actually in stock. Very short pre-order window for those. The new Eternia He-Man or anti-He-Man, I don't think has come in stock yet, but some new Lego sets are going up next month. So for Speed Champions, we've got the Lightning McQueen car. If you're into that, from the Cars animated movie, that'll be available. I think November 1st. It said January on Lego's website, but I think that was a mistake. But also, for you Lego fans, we have a new Goonies from Lego Ideas Goonies set from the classic Goonies movie. So this is definitely going up at the beginning of next month. It is going to cost you $330, 2,912 pieces and 12 minifigures will be included with this set. So it's obviously based on the ship at the end of the movie with the treasure. Those are all the minifigures that you get. So 24.5 inches long and 14 inches tall is how big this set is. So if you're a big Goonies fan, you get Sloth and all the Goonies, of course, and you get the mother and the two brothers. So, and you get the skeleton that they found in the boat as well. The captain skeleton. So again, that's going up the beginning of next month. So new Mafex figures have gone up for pre-order. So Batman from the Flash movie, Ben Affleck's Batman from the Flash movie, and that blue outfit. The blue seems a little bit. I don't remember the blue being that dark in the movie. I feel like the blue should be a little bit brighter. I hated this suit though. This is a horrible looking suit. So I don't know. overall, the movie was pretty bad as well. There were a few good scenes with Michael Keaton's Batman, but that Flash movie was not a good movie. But if you want to add this one, again, it's available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. And then we also, from the Boys Amazon series, we have Queen Maeve. And this one looks really good. I think they did a good job with this one. That face sculpt looks really nice. This little candy bar has her sword. So if you've been collecting the Mafex, the Boys stuff, this is one I think you probably want to add to your collection. Again, available at Big Bad Toy Store. And then jumping over to Marvel, also a new Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, a bloody battle damage version of Wolverine. Again, available at Big Bad Toy Store. You got the masked and unmasked heads, no sleeves. Sleeves are torn off. So that one looks pretty good too. At least like the face sculpt does a pretty good job of capturing Hugh Jackman's likeness. Not toy related, but if you have Disney Plus, you'll be able to start watching Fantastic Four First Steps on November 5th. So if you've been waiting for it to come on home release, again, we'll be streaming starting November 5th. We talked about this one last week. I told you what was going on with this figure last week. The SH Figure Arts Gamerverse Capcom Spider-Man figure that had been canceled in some Asian countries due to some type of copyright issue, but it would still be available here in the United States, Europe, Canada. Basically, it's just a few of the Asian territories outside of Japan. So basically what I told you last week has now been released in an official statement from Tamashii Nations. But again, for those of us here in the United States, if you pre-ordered this one from your favorite e-tailer, it should definitely still be coming. And I got to see this at New York Comic Con. Like I said before, it is a really nice looking figure. I would almost go as far as to say it's one of the nicest looking Spider-Man figures that I've seen, with the webbing detail and everything. Really does a great job of capturing the likeness from the Capcom video games. Some folks have already been getting their hands on the Gamerverse Punisher Nick Fury 2-pack. Lucky bastards. So this review comes via B's Battlegrounds. Does a lot of G.I. Joe reviews, but he got his hands on this one. I got to tell you though, I was listening to his review, and he was like, I didn't even know there was a Punisher video game, so I had to do like an arcade game. So I had to do some research, and it came out in 1992, and I was still in diapers when when that game. So I'm like, oh my god, I feel like really old now. But great game. Definitely looking forward to adding these to my collection so I can display it on my Arcade 1-Up cabinet with that game on it. And that is still available for pre-order if you want to get your hands on it. Like stuff's coming in stock like crazy. So this 2-pack with Deathbird and Gladiator is already in stock now at e-tailers like Big Bad Toy Store. So that went up for pre-order 3 weeks ago. Some more in-hand images of the Punisher Nick Fury 2-pack. These come from Just J. Hernandez. He got his hands on this set as well. I don't know exactly where they got those. I'm going to say maybe like a Canadian e-tailer or something, because I don't think that set has seen release in the United States yet. Also in stock, hitting in stock places, Punisher and Daredevil. I know Target had this in stock like several weeks ago, but the Born Again Daredevil and Punisher figures are coming in stock at more places now. This past week's pre-order, the Gorgon and new Medusa figure 2-pack that went up for pre-order. So we had the Black Bolt and the Triton the week before. We had the Lockjaw and the Crystal. We've had the Karnak figure as well. So, our Inhuman team is getting pretty well rounded out if for Marvel Legends. Now, I was hoping to have some more information for you guys on what to expect to see this weekend and going up for pre-order next week. So next week's pre-orders are, we know at least 2 of them. It's for Marvel Legends. It's the retro Spider-Man retro card back, Spider-Man 2099, and Cardiac figures. So that's, I believe, is a part of a wave though. So I think there will be other figures joining these 2. The pre-orders next week on the 29th, 1 p.m. There Hasbro pre-orders like almost every day next week. There's one on Monday. There's Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I believe. There are Hasbro pre-orders. So I don't have again, I was hoping to have more details to share with you. We'll get those details tomorrow, I'm sure, during the Hasbro panel at MCM. But I was hoping to have some more to share with you than just these 2 that were announced at New York Comic Con. But unfortunately, I don't. My Cardiac is definitely one that I plan on picking up. I have the first appearances of him. And then I don't know about the Spider-Man 2099. I've already got a Spider-Man 2099. I don't know if I need another one. I mean, this one is probably nicer than the one I have, but I'm on the fence on this one. And then we'll have to see. Like I say, I'm pretty sure this is part of a wave. So we'll have to see. And those, I'm the rest of the figures in this wave, since these are going up for pre-order next week, I'm pretty sure we will see revealed tomorrow at MCM. And then as far as the other Hasbro pre-orders, I mean, G.I. Joe probably, maybe, that we don't always get G.I. Joe reveals at MCM London, so I don't know. Star Wars, probably Vintage Black Series, Transformers, I'm sure we'll have something for Transformers. So I'm sure those, I don't know which days will be which. Again, we do know the 29th will be the Marvel Legend pre-orders, but other than that, unfortunately, I don't have anything more to share with you, but only a few hours away. Now remember, MCM London is in a different time zone. So the Hasbro panel, I think, is at like 11:30 London time, which for those of us on the East Coast, that translates to like 6:30 in the morning. So whatever is revealed at MCM London is going to end up going up very early. You can definitely, I talked to Dan Who's Reviews, and he is hoping to be able to stream the panel. It will depend on his Wi-Fi availability, which he did say is often iffy there at that convention center. So we may just have to do with images and information, but if it's possible, he is going to stream that on his YouTube channel. And it's one panel, as far as I understand it, it's one panel for all the brands. I'm not expecting a ton of stuff. It's going to be less stuff revealed at this convention than there was at New York Comic Con. And then Hasbro's got another convention next weekend, the Lucca convention in Italy. So we'll get at least one reveal out of that one as well for probably each of the brands. So, and then there's a 4th convention that they have not yet announced that they're going to be attending someplace in the world. Probably, in November. But they've not announced that. So, and as far like the MCM started today, Friday, but Hasbro didn't have anything new out as far as I could tell. Everything that we had already seen at like New York Comic Con and stuff was out. Though I will tell you, we did get Dwight Stahl, who is there in London, he gave us a look yesterday at the Quora figure for their new 6-inch Tron figures, Tron Legacy figures. So we'd seen all these except for Quora at New York Comic Con, but the prototype was not ready in time for New York Comic Con, so they did not have that one there, but they do have it on display at MCM London. Dwight provided these images of the figure, so that's all of them, all 5 of them, plus the light cycle that they're doing. These are 6-inch figures. These should scale with your Marvel Legends. These are going to be Hasbro Pulse exclusives. They're not. Seems like a lot of people missed that at New York Comic Con. These are not general retail releases. We don't know when they're going to be offered on Hasbro Pulse. We don't know how much they're going to be, but I'm going to guess that they're going to be higher than the normal 6-inch MSRP because they're limited releases due at on Hasbro Pulse. So I'm going to guess at least somewhere between 35 and $40 a figure on these. And then I have no idea what the light cycle will cost. Again, that's a guess on my part. Normal MSRP would be like $28. But again, I'm going to say these are probably going to be more expensive because they're Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So I don't know if they're going to release the details on when these are going to be offered on Hasbro Pulse this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. But again, first time seeing the Korra figure, looks pretty good overall. The eyes, I don't know, maybe look a little bit off, but not too bad. And we got the Tron figure, which in the movie he never took that mask off as Tron, but you do get an actual unmasked, younger looking Bruce Boxleitner head sculpt with that Tron figure, which we saw at New York Comic Con. Now, speaking of Tron, the HasLab that they launched during New York Comic Con for the 3 3.75 inch figures, that has not been progressing very well. It did finally break 1,000 backers. We are now at 1,052 backers, and it still has 31 days to go. So, I mean, it's still got plenty of time, but it just literally, they launched this at New York Comic Con a couple of weeks ago, and this just literally the other day broke 1,000 backers. So it is not by any means moving gangbusters. They've even put some additional new images up. I will tell you though that I feel like these images are a little misleading because those lights on the grid there look much brighter in these images than what I saw at New York Comic Con. Now the figures themselves, I mean, they're 3.75 inch, but they are nice looking figures. I think they did a really good job with these figures, for the scale. And you get some kind of cool disc throwing accessories and stuff. And his face sculpt looks a little off to me. That one is probably, as far as face sculpts go, is the most off. You can recreate the scene where Tron lets his disc go up into the thing to communicate with the real world. See, if the actual display looked like, if these blades, if these walls on the light cycles actually look like they lit up, that would be, but like I say, from what I saw at New York Comic Con, that just wasn't the case. This image is more what I think you can expect the actual set to look like. And you get 2 light cycles with this one. We talked about this before. And the light cycles, the outer casing pops off so you can put the figure inside. You get some nice looking vintage style card backs. Here's a little video. This is the video they showed at New York Comic Con. I would just say, like, that's pretty accurate to how it looks. So you can see those lines light up, but they don't do anything to make the figures or the light cycles light up. So this is a pretty accurate representation of what you're going to get, at least based on what I saw at New York Comic Con. So unfortunately, I really have serious doubts that this is going to reach its minimum funding goal of 10,000 backers. I've seen Stranger Things, so maybe the bump at the very end will be big enough. I don't know, but I do think the $260 price tag and the fact that they're 3 3/4 inch figures, I'm just not sure there's going to be enough Tron fans demanding that this is going to see funding. I could be wrong. I know there are definitely some people that would be excited to get this in their hands. Also, it does, you can keep it lit on your shelf all the time because it will have a USB-C port so you can plug it in. So it's not running off of the batteries. But like I say, I have doubts that that's going to actually get funded. But we'll have to see. We'll keep an eye on it, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it again. It is on display at MCM London, so if you're there in London going to the convention this weekend, you will get to see it in hand. For you NECA fans, we've got some new Texas Chainsaw Massacre figures that have gone up for pre-order this week. These are are these I think these are these are the cloth versions, the 8-inch cloth ones. But these went up for pre-order yesterday at Big Bad Toy Store. I've never been a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, so I think they're reissuing the Friday the 13th video game Jason Ultimate figure, 7-inch figure. I think it's up on NECA's store now, and I think it might go up later today on Big Bad Toy Store. For you King of Fighter fans, a new Storm Arena from Storm Collectibles figure has gone up for pre-order. Kaio is now available. You can get it at Big Bad Toy Store, $30. Comes with everything you would expect, accessories for the character. Again, this is part of the Arena line, so again, only $30. Hiya Toys getting into the Mega Man craze with this figure. This has not gone up for pre-order. It's 14.5 centimeters tall. We've seen some unpainted prototypes of this at some of the recent conventions. So, has light up feature. Yeah, I think that lights up. I don't know what the price of this is yet. Again, it has not gone up for pre-order anywhere yet, but should be going up fairly soon. And then also the folks at Big Bad Workshop, Fresh Monkey Fiction, they had a live stream yesterday, late last night. Well, not super late, but in the evening. So this is their Legion Con exclusive. Legion Con is coming up early next month. I'm actually looking to go to it this year, so I'll be bringing you coverage of anything new revealed from Big Bad Workshop, as well as other places like Four Horsemen, of course, and some of the other independent guys. But this is all clear version of the Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser character, full optical invisibility. Cost of this will be $40. They will have this on hand at the convention, so you can take it home with you. If you pre-ordered the Chatsworth heavy artillery figure, they are inserting these limited chase variants with the soft goods shirt. So if you pre-order this from Big Bad Toy Store, you could end up with this variant. The shirt is removable if you want to take it off. They are also doing some new skeleton-based figures. They're teaming up with Fush Toys and Dark Detectives, they're calling it. They're doing regular skeletons, translucent skeletons. This is a prototype of the Miranda Seek figure. Back to the skeleton figures. So the Red Reaper is kind of cool because it's very reminiscent of, especially with that gun that they're including, of a classic Marvel G.I. Joe comic book cover. So also in this Dark Directives line, they are reissuing the translucent Blood Prince Count Dracula figure. This was Joe Fest exclusive in 2024. So if you missed out on it, you'll get another shot at it in this wave, which goes up for pre-order on October 31st, Halloween, available at Big Bad Toy Store. This one, the Order figure, we've seen it, but this gives you a look at like all the accessories and everything. So they talked about in the podcast how they are trying to shorten, like this isn't going to be, these two prototype figures are not going to be going up for pre-order for a little while. Q2, they said. I believe that's what they said. But basically, they are looking to shortening the pre-order window so it doesn't take like a full year from the time you pre-order it to get the figure in hand. They're looking at least cutting that time in half, which means essentially they're going to wait longer to put things up for pre-order, so that, again, it doesn't take as long once you pre-order it to get it in hand. I don't mind the wait, honestly, but some people do. And it definitely can get confusing when you have like a ton of pre-orders and like you get an email notice that says, "Oh, the thing you ordered a year ago is about to ship." Especially when everything, like we've been seeing in the last month or so, where so many different items have just been coming in from pre-orders, and so everyone's getting hammered all at once. So you can check out the full stream if you want on the Big Bad Workshop YouTube channel. And they're going to be doing this on a regular basis. Hasbro kind of started this trend with the fan streams, and McFarlane has been doing them, and now Big Bad Workshop. Mattel does them occasionally. And speaking of McFarlane, they did have a McFarlane toy show this week, but basically it was all dedicated to Fallout. Nothing that we hadn't already seen go up for pre-order, basically. So, in other words, really nothing new was revealed in this month's McFarlane's toy show. And it was all Fallout. It was nothing but Fallout. Star Wars. So this popped up on Reddit. This is said to be an Amazon exclusive, upcoming Amazon exclusive Black Series 2-pack. Maybe something that gets revealed this weekend at MCM, I don't know. From Battlefront 2, Phase 1 Assault Trooper, and the Battle Droid Officer figures. So when more details become available on that, let you guys know. And then we have a new Hot Toys Empire Strikes Back Han Solo. Should be going up for pre-order very soon at Big Bad Toy Store. I think it's currently available on Sideshow. My favorite version of Han Solo, the Bestman outfit Han Solo. So, though I don't know, something seems a little bit off with his hair. I mean, it looks like Harrison Ford, but that doesn't really look like his hairstyle from the movie. I don't know. That from that angle, it looks better. And you get the Hoth coat as well. You get the goggles for repairing the Falcon, plus a little uh, laser torch. You get his blaster, of course. You get hands. You get the oxygen mask for going out and looking for the Minox. So, like the way it looks on the right side here, this face sculpt on the right, that looks better. But on the left, I don't know, it just looks off to me. So maybe it needs a little bit of tweaking, which they sometimes do with their head sculpts. We'll see if they do it with this one. But like I say, pre-orders should be launching at Big Bad Toy Store. I'm guessing sometime today. Also, ZD Toys is branching out into Star Wars. You know, they do Marvel stuff overseas. These, I don't know the exact. They're a little bigger than like a Marvel Legend Black Series figure, but they're not 7-inch, so they're kind of in between there. So I don't know. But they're doing Star Wars. You can see Empire Strikes Back, Yoda, Darth Vader, Chewbacca, and Jedi Luke. Unpainted, obviously, early prototypes. Anything on the transform? Oh, not toy related, but it was announced this week that it looks like they are going to be doing a new animated series based on the Energon universe from Skybox Entertainment. You know, the latest comic book series is what this cartoon is supposed to be based on. Transformers and GI Joe. I don't know how, when, or where this is going to be released. I'm going to say this is probably going to end up as like a YouTube thing, but I don't know that for sure. But supposedly that's in the works, and when more details come about, I'll let you guys know. I take these like cartoon announcements sometimes with a grain of salt because you hear about it and then nothing ever really happens with it. So not really anything else I have for you on Transformers right now. Again, we have seen some images from MCM London from the first day, but again, nothing new has been put out and won't be until after the panel tomorrow. One last thing, which is it's a licensing announcement. So, in what is kind of unique, both Hasbro and Mattel are going to be licensing the Netflix K-pop Demon Hunters series. So they're essentially sharing the master license. Two major companies sharing this one license, which I've never watched this on Netflix. I know it's become a big deal with young people. So I'm sure it's going to be big, but I can't say that it does anything for me personally. But again, both Hasbro and Mattel are going to be doing products from the K-pop Demon Hunter Netflix series. So. And things are supposed to be available by the holiday season of next year. So I'm sure we'll be hearing more on that front in the coming days. And I know they had, like, both companies had, like, Mattel announced a doll set coming to Mattel Creations this week as well, and Hasbro had something. I guess Hasbro just gave a tease. They didn't really announce anything, but there was a press release put out, about the whole thing. So there you go. Well, Figure Arts is technically overseas, so I wouldn't doubt that one of those overseas companies will end up doing products as well. All right, so I think that pretty much brings you up to date. Like I say, I wish I had more for you. As far as what to expect tomorrow, other than, as I say, I wouldn't expect tons of reveals tomorrow. Less so than what we saw at New York Comic Con, I would say. Hopefully, some cool things though. I'm hoping we see a couple of cool new Marvel Legend figures. I know for Transformers, I know at the very least they will be revealing the Bumblebee and Megatron figures from that the Samurai line, Timelines line. So, the first two they announced Starscream and Optimus at New York, and so I know they're definitely going to reveal the other two figures in that line, which will be, of course, Bumblebee and Megatron. But I don't know. Hopefully, they'll have something beyond that for Transformers. All right, let's just do a quick scan. We're getting close to the end of the hour, but Figure Fury has been an action figure enthusiast member for 11 months now. Thank you very much, my friend. Always appreciate it. Everybody who's become action figure enthusiast members, it is always much appreciated. Welcome, Mike. Good to see you made it in. Oh, Burt Ward. God, I don't know why his name totally slipped my mind. But thank you, Jason, for the Robin, right? Uh, Zombie also. Yeah, see, I always can count on you guys. When I have these brain farts, you guys can always help me with the names. I sense a little sarcasm from Figure Fury about McFarlane doing another Batman figure. William, do you suppose Toddy Mac has investments in Target? Well, I doubt it, but he definitely, his company relies on them for sale, to buy stuff. As far as investment, GameStop in Canada, not Todd personally, but I guess Todd's business partner with McFarlane Toys is the one who bought EB Games. So there's definitely probably a little favoritism going on with EB Games, which probably then carries over to GameStop a little bit. Oh, so As a retailer, I get advanced solicitations on action figures. So, obviously Quinn's coming. So Jack Nicholson inspired figure is coming and confirmed. Wow. So according to Quinn, I guess the rumors of a Jack Nicholson Joker are in fact coming, which, like I say, being as Todd, I mean, maybe Todd was just playing stupid in that interview, but he was like, yeah, we probably have to go talk to the Jack Nicholson estate to make that happen. And so, but as an actual retailer, I am willing to take Quinn's word for it. Hopefully, Quinn, you don't get in any trouble for making that announcement. But that I definitely wait till I see it, and then of course the question is how easy is it going to be able to get. Hopefully, it won't be a goddamn red platinum figure, but yeah, that would be. I'd love to see that. I got my duck. I got my penguin duck from GameStop this week. I've gotten my Max Shrek figure from GameStop this week. I have the penguin figure. The regular penguin figure has shipped from Big Bad Toy Store, but I'm still waiting for Batman and Catwoman. Those two seem to have been delayed for some reason from the recent Batman return solicitation. So I knew they were doing Supergirl figures, from the new movie. I think you meant movie, not TV series, but yeah, I knew they were doing. I knew McFarlane because I know some generic listings for those that popped up, but I want to say Todd told us he was doing Supergirl movie figures sometime back. Another Henry Cavill Superman, another Christopher Reeve Superman, and Brandon Ross Superman. So sounds like we're getting a lot of movie Superman figures like they did with Batman. So that's nice. Quinn's just all with the news today. We should call this the Quinn's Comic Show. Hope to see Hypno Hustler and Al. Al would be cool. I actually I've been so busy. Now that you mentioned Hypno Hustler, I didn't even think to go back and look at our various rumor listings that have come out to remember if we had seen anything for a Spider-Man retro card back. So we have. Let's see. I think this is displaying model behaviors rumors. So, and Cardiac and Spider-Man 2099 are on that list. This is like how busy I've been this month because I was in New York, a couple weeks ago, and then it's just been kind of non-stop for me. So I totally blanked on even going back and looking at previous rumors. So, but yes, I think it's probably safe to say that the other figures that are going to be revealed for this wave that goes up for pre-order next week is Uncanny Spider-Man, which is Nightcrawler in a Spider-Man costume, some type of Spider-Man Venom figure. So that one we don't have a lot of details on. The Al Hypno Hustler. Thank you for when you said that word, I was like, wait a minute. I remember posting about a Hypno Hustler figure. So, and then Cardiac. So those are probably going to be our Marvel Legend MCM London reveals tomorrow. Maybe we'll get one or two other things, but I honestly would not expect much beyond these remaining cardback figures, retro cardback figures to be revealed this weekend, with the wave going up for pre-order next week. So, thank you, Terex, for reminding me on that. Like I say, that rumor was a displaying model behavior rumor, so I hadn't seen anything personally on that one, but Dave's pretty good with his information. So, and like I say, we already know. This was posted back in April, so long before they announced the the cardiac and the Spider-Man 2099 at New York Comic Con. I mean, we could see some of these others, maybe start to tease some of these. Uh, eh, Somebody texted me, "What? No Night Watch figure?" But yeah, so I don't. Like I say, I definitely not going to see Deadpool Wolverine figures this weekend. Maybe we could see some of the Secret Wars Wave 2 figures. I wouldn't mind seeing some of those. Colossus Kitty Pryde 2-pack honestly does not excite me very much. So, but yeah, so that should be your Marvel Legend reveals for this weekend. And remember, it's going to be a very early in the morning for those of us here in the United States. If you're on the West Coast, even freaking earlier, like you'll have to get up at like 3:30 in the morning if you want to be there when the news breaks. But even those of us on the East Coast, it's Saturday morning 6:30 to get up for that. But that's how these overseas conventions work. Derek says he loves the Owl, the one missing crime lords that we need. Also a significant Daredevil villain. Yeah, I put Owl more as a Daredevil villain than as a Spider-Man villain. I got the Touch Fool ones, an updated Elektra figure, a re-release of Purple Man. I got the Touch Pool, yes, for Tron Legacy, not the original Tron movie, but for Tron Legacy, they are doing a 1/12 scale light cycle. Quinn says Hasbro should have gone with the 6-inch Tron HasLab instead of the smaller version. Also, they should have done Tron Flynn and the 2 light cycles that would have light up features. That would have sold. Yeah. Well, as far as the 6-inch HasLab, I mean, keep in mind that means it would have been even more expensive. And at the end of the day, I love Tron. I love Tron Legacy. I've not seen Tron Ares, but I thought Tron Legacy was the best Tron movie. But I just don't think there's enough Tron demand for action figures to maybe, really be able to get any kind of HasLab funded. So, and I think honestly, I'm glad they're doing the 6-inch figures, not at least as a HasLab. They are Pulse exclusive, so they are going to be limited, but at least it's not like something that you have to get through a HasLab. So, but lighted, I definitely, like I say, lighted, if they could make the light cycle lighted, that would definitely be cool. And again, if it's a cool display piece, then I'd be willing to pay a little bit more money for it. But I think Tron. So first of all, I love the Tron Legacy movie, but it did not do well at the box office. I don't know why it didn't do well at the box office. I remember back when it came out, people said it wasn't very good. Kind of like they do with the Tron Ares movie, though I've seen mixed reviews on Tron Ares. Um, but again, Tron Legacy was not this huge box office success, and I honestly don't remember the original Tron movie as well as far as how it did at the box office. But I'm gonna say it probably was not like a huge box office making movie. Even the original movie, it was kind of groundbreaking. Even though if you go watch the original Tron movie today, the special effects are pretty lacking, but back then it was pretty kind of groundbreaking. But Tron has never been this huge. Especially if you're comparing it to something like a Marvel or Star Wars or anything like that, it has nowhere near the fan base that those larger properties do. So, you know, there's never really been a hugely successful Tron action figure line. There were those translucent 5 point, 3 or 4 inch, 3 and 3/4 inch figures done back in the day. I don't even remember what company made those. And then Spin Master put out some figures for Tron Legacy, but those were not well received. They weren't very well made figures. Um, and so that line was very short lived. Even the cartoon, which again, I thought that cartoon was great, but that didn't seem to be well received either. So, I just don't think I don't know what motivated Hasbro to do this Tron. I don't know if it's something Disney asked them to do. That's kind of my feeling because I thought it was very odd that they're doing figures from these old movies, but chose not to do any product for the new movie, which is pretty weird. Usually a studio wants you to make product for the new movie to help promote the new movie. So it was very odd to me that Hasbro didn't do anything for Tron Ares and then decided to give us these products, uh, albeit limited releases, for the two older movies. So just seeing a lot of you guys, essentially agreeing with my sentiment that the chances of that Tron HasLab funding are minimal. Automaton, I got a few Monster Force figures. They're nice. The feel a lot like Classified, but a little heavier and more solid. Great paint apps too. Yeah, I think they've done a pretty good. I do have that translucent Dracula figure. It was a pretty good figure. Um, some limited movement in the midsection was probably, if I remember, was my biggest complaint for that one. But overall, it was pretty nice. Um, and I'm looking forward to the Tick figures that they got coming. So, and even the one, the Cops figure, though I'm not sure if we're going to see much more beyond the first figure for Cops, but William, I thought Fresh Monkey Fiction. I don't know what specific. I just got a few Monster Force figures there. Right? Yeah. I do want to say I think they did switch factories or something, if I remember correctly. But Terex says he has not been impressed with Monster Force. Anima says his major critique is the endless army builders when I mostly want unique monsters, but that's just me. I know a lot of people loved a soldier, yeah. I mean, it is kind of it's like they wanted to combine a GI Joe like line with monsters. It's kind of seemingly what they did with Monster Force. So I see why they're doing all the army builders. But yeah, the unique characters are definitely cool. Hot Toys, Han's coat is wrong color. if you're a Bumblebee fan, you will not like the upcoming animated show. I mean, I don't hate Bumblebee, but I definitely never really got the appeal, with the live action movies, why Bumblebee became such a popular character. But uh, maybe, maybe for the new Hasbro GI Joe Transformer series. I don't know. My feeling is like it's going to end up on YouTube, like a YouTube type series. But I agree with you. I'd rather see it on like a Netflix or Prime Video, especially if it's good. I mean, until I know whether it's good or not, yeah. Just because it has the Transformer or GI Joe name on it doesn't guarantee it's going to be good. And I've not read the comics, so the Skybound comics, so um but if it's as good as like, the Invincible series on Amazon, then it'll be great. Tarek's Magic the Gathering, dude, that that very well could happen. I assume you're joking, but I would not shock me. That one too. Turtles and K-pop, yeah. Turtles crosses over with everything. Zombie says, my daughter is definitely gonna make me buy her a K-pop doll. TFCon Chicago is this weekend as well. If you're going, hopefully you have a good time there. Unfortunately, like Hasbro doesn't have presence at like those conventions, so it's not like you get new transform, or at least Hasbro Transformer reveals and stuff. Like I do miss like the old days of the official like GI Joe and Transformer conventions where Hasbro actually attended and showed off new product and stuff. Ivan says, I think you need to confirm, but who knows? It's the same guy who says the Spawn movie is in the works. Oh yeah, every convention, like Todd will sit there and talk about the Spawn movie. Like every year, he'll tell us at these panels at these conventions, he'll be like, "We just signed a big name director." Like I think at least 3 different years, and including this year. He doesn't tell us who the director is, but he's like, we just brought on this big name director. Um, so that's like it's kind of like the He-Man movie, though that is finally coming out, but it took years and years. Uh, if they do Jack Nicholson figure, they're going to do other 89 characters for sure. Right? Well, I mean, they've already done Batman. So beyond Joker, I mean, Joker was the only villain, super villain type character in that movie. I don't see Todd doing a Vicky Vale figure, um, or even like a Gordon figure, or so we might get another Michael Keaton Batman, but beyond Joker, I don't see them going terribly deep into the '89 Batman movie. Oh, you're saying like you're talking about the old CW Supergirl series? I'm trying to think. Did they? I guess Todd never did a Supergirl figure from the CW series. I guess DC Direct and Mattel or did even Mattel do a one? I don't know. Supergirl. I have. I guess it's DC Direct that gave us a Supergirl figure from the CW series. Oh, no problem, man. You're giving us some good information on DC. That's good to know. I will tell you, out of the things you've told us, the only thing for me personally, I might get a Brandon Roth Superman. I already have Henry Cavill, so that would have to be like a really good figure for me to buy another one. But Brandon, I might get. The Christopher Reeve Superman that they did was good. I mean, if they gave us like the villains from Superman 2, I would probably be interested in those. Um, it'll never happen, but it'd be hilarious if they gave us a Richard Pryor figure from Superman 3. But yeah, I'm trying to think like what other characters we got for Batman movies. We've gotten all the villains except for Jack Nicholson Joker, all the main villains. So, or did we get? Yeah, we did. Because we gotten Poison Ivy, we've gotten Freeze, we've gotten Riddler, we've gotten Two Face. We have not gotten Bane. I guess we have not gotten a Bane movie figure from the original George Clooney movie. But other than that, I think we've gotten all the villains. And yeah, I mean, I hopefully, I see you guys talking about whether it's going to be actually look like Jack Nicholson, but you know, when we talked about this before, you know, the Beast Kingdom Joker figure, if Todd can nail I don't know. I don't know how Beast Kingdom pulled that figure off, but if Todd's Joker looks like this, I will definitely get it. And if Beast Kingdom can do it, I feel like Todd can do it. So it doesn't have to be soft goods. So a soft goods coat might be nice with the flower, but the face sculpt, I don't know. I would consider that to look pretty much like Jack Nicholson. Maybe not 100% dead on. So as far as licensing goes, I don't know if they had to pay Jack Nicholson's estate to have this figure made or what. But if it looks anywhere this good, I will definitely get it. Like I say, if Beast Kingdom can do it, then I've got faith Todd can give us what we want. Oh, Bob the Goon. Yeah, yeah. I could live without Bob the Goon, but I guess it'd be kind of cool. If we're gonna get Joker, then Bob the Goon probably would be a good one. So, like, if they give us a good Joker and Bob the Goon, I mean, I'd buy a Vicky Vale figure if they gave it to us. I just don't see giving us Vicky Vale, and that would probably be another likeness that they would have to go after. George Reeves Superman, yeah, that would be cool. But again, I have a feeling there's a lot of red tape that would be involved in trying to get uh, the likeness rights for that one. The listing said inspired, so it definitely sounds like they are skirting having to go through the Jack Nicholson estate with the figure. That would definitely, I mean, if it ends up looking like this, I'll pass because this looks nothing like Jack Nicholson. But if it looks, hate when something doesn't come up in the search correctly. But if it looks like this is the Mezco 5-point figure, then that's pretty close. That definitely captures Jack's likeness. Again, I don't know if this is an inspired Jack Nicholson figure or they actually paid likeness rates, but so we'll have to see how it is. Quinn says, "Yeah, I mean we've got the rest of this year and all of next year, so and he probably will cram out as next year. He will probably try and cram out as much DC product as he possibly can." Um, yeah, I remember when Toy Biz took over, or when Hasbro took over the Toy Biz license for Marvel, or Marvel Legends license from Toy Biz, and that last Toy Biz like cranked out as many figures as they could at the end. Like the shelves were filled. I remember like that last wave of Toy Biz Marvel Legends was like all over the place. Um, like to the point where I don't even think Hasbro could get product out on the shelf for a little while. Sir Davey Shockrocker says it's sculpted to look like Jack's brother, Josh Nicholson. But yeah, so I agree with you, Quinn, that we're probably going to see a lot of DC product cranked out next year by Todd. Now, hopefully, hopefully that doesn't mean like they're rushing to get stuff out, and so it's all crappy. Obviously, we've already talked about this year with like the limited online releases and how Todd seems to try and force everyone to go into physical retail these days and such. But I mean, I will go into I'll look in physical retail if I had to. But hopefully, if the Jack Nicholson Joker comes and it looks good, that uh, it'll be made somewhat available online. And I guarantee you, again, if it looks good, it will sell like hotcakes. I would even go as far as to say if it looks decent, if it looks remotely like Jack Nicholson, it could be their best selling DC multiverse figure ever. maybe the Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton, the Christopher Reeve Superman and Michael Keaton uh, Batman, but I think Joker would outsell those even. Um, Grissom, Eckert, and Al. I don't know. If they did those any of those characters, definitely Grissom. I think you'd have another likeness rights issue, so there's no way I would see them doing that. Alfred could be. I mean, we've gotten like various movie Alfreds already and stuff, so I could see them maybe doing Alfred. Um, Especially since it was the same Alfred in all of those Batman movies. So Alfred definitely I could see them doing. Eckhart, I don't think there would be enough demand for an Eckhart figure, so I have a feeling that would not happen. And like I say, Grissom, I think would be pretty hard as well. But Alfred, I could definitely see them giving us at some point next year if we're going to get Jack Nicholson Joker, and if they're going to do, I'm sure, another version of '89 Batman. Alfred would definitely seem like a. Oh well, yeah. I don't that character, that estate. I'm sure we've gotten Porkins figures. I don't think there would be enough demand for McFarlane to decide to do it uh, for that particular character. I think I could be wrong. Especially if it's something he was going to try and get on shelves at Walmart and Target. I mean, again, anything like that would probably be a very limited release. Oh, you're right. You're right. We did already get out for. In fact, I have that figure because I got that Batmobile. But so you're right. Actually, I have not opened that Batmobile, so I have not opened that figure, but I do have it. But yeah, it's not for that one. It's not about the actor's likeness. For that one, it's I just don't necessarily think there'd be enough demand for it at regular retail. If they decided to do it as a limited release, something maybe, but but and even though we got Alfred in that with that Batmobile, they could definitely do, and I definitely could see them doing another Alfred um, at some point, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how next year plays out. I am hoping we get some more information from Mattel soon on what they're going to do. I'd love to know if they're going to do. Yeah, I think a lot of people assume Mattel is going to do 6-inch figures, but they may decide to do 7-inch. I don't know. So we'll have to see. But it's going to be an interesting time for DC fans. That's for sure. But I am very happy, Quinn, that you confirmed that there is in fact a Jack Nicholson Joker in the works, as well as those Superman figures. That should all be pretty good, exciting news. I'm surprised the overseas wholesalers have not leaked that stuff out, at least in the normal fashion that they do. But definitely, that's exciting to hear. So thank you for sharing that information with us. It is nice that you're able to do that. Could say hopefully you don't get like a call from your distributor and be like, dude, you weren't supposed to tell people. A young Jack Napier, yeah, dancing by. Have you ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight? Young Bruce Wayne, kid Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I if they're going to start, if they really were to delve deep into 89 Batman, beyond Batman and Joker, and obviously Alfred, they would have to give us Vicky Vale. I mean, she was, and Knox. I mean, Knox would be, but again, I sit here and I go, how many people really want a Knox figure? I mean, he played a significant role in the movie, but it wouldn't make for the most exciting action figure. I mean, don't get me wrong. There would be definitely people who would buy it. You know, they'll buy anything 89 Batman. But I just, in the overall scheme of things, you know, a lot of those characters in that first movie, which were just normal people, basically, I'm just not sure how well they would sell as action figures. But who knows? All right. Well, we are well past the hour. We've gone down this Batman rabbit hole, but I will be back on Monday. So we will be talking everything that gets revealed tomorrow at MCM. Hopefully, you know, Al and those other Marvel Legends people will be happy with. You know, if we see more than that tomorrow, that's great. Again, remember, there's another convention next weekend with the Luca, and a fourth convention sometime next month. So Hasbro's definitely going to be stringing. Oh, and they said there was going to be another fan stream before the end of the year as well. So King of the Wicker People. Yeah, Knox. Bob the Goon. If they're going to go beyond Batman Joker, they should definitely do Vicky Vale, Bob the Goon, maybe Knox and Gordon, Commissioner Gordon. But I think at most they might do Vicky Vale and Bob the Goon if they were going to flush out a full wave of 89 Batman figures. But I also think probably a very good chance they're just going to give us another Batman and a Joker figure. Though maybe Quinn knows better than I do. All right, so Salome is here to say goodbye to you guys. But again, I will be back. We'll have full coverage of MCM tomorrow. So I don't recommend getting up at 3 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. The news will be there for you whenever you wake up. I wouldn't even necessarily recommend you wake up at 6:30 in the morning unless you're already waking up at that time tomorrow. But we'll have whatever is revealed. We'll have news on the websites for you. And then I'll be back on Monday to let you guys know. And also, keep an eye on Dan Who's reviews YouTube. In fact, I think he's going to have maybe some type of special reveal or something on his YouTube channel. So keep an eye out for that. Some other guys over there covering the show as well. So, but yeah, so be back on Monday to talk to you guys. Thank you for everyone who tuned in today. Always appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Salome wishes you all to have a happy and great weekend. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. You can also think about becoming an action figure enthusiast channel member. There's a link in the video description below with more details on that. Check out all the names of everyone who's already joined, scrolling down at the bottom of your screen. And for the latest in action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TeeFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great!